Hey, Noodle. Them backpackers are in a little bit of trouble. Oh no, buddy. So yeah, guys, I'll also be talking about a few tech cards that have been popping up in some testing circles that I wanted to mention. But I wanted to mention this amendment to PayPal that definitely matters and will take effect July 28th of 2022. And it specifically starts, the issuing date was yesterday. It specifically starts on the 28th, but it starts at the end of the summer, and there's like an event that I saw as well on a different website. But the long story short is it's going to impact backpack vendors in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not a legal thing, but we all know that it happens, and they're definitely a valued part of the community because sometimes on those days of these events, you definitely need to get to somebody. Anyways, the changes are that U.S. business accounts will not be able to receive personal transactions from U.S. PayPal accounts, and U.S. PayPal accounts will not be able to send personal transactions vice versa towards the U.S. business accounts. Also, the rate for send, receive money, and for goods and services payments types will go up to the percentage of 2.99, basically meaning you'll be taxed more on little transactions that you do. And to add to it, to kind of understand more so, I believe on Venmo, as well as some of these other payment websites that we use, carriers that we use, they're taking off the ability to send via friends and family to get around business accounts. And then also specifically what you see in this PayPal thing, you cannot deflect business earnings into using the friends and family thing anymore, and you're going to tax more on the dollar. So bottom line, it's kind of scummy. It is what it is, just a heads up for all those people that backpack vend. Moving on to these cards, let's talk about them. First up, guys, I wanted to talk about Rose Paladin. It came out in some Gold Series stuff. It also came out in some Legendary Duelist. I believe it was the second season. But anyway, this card is a level 4 warrior earth monster with 1800 attack and 200 defense. The card specifically says when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and send it to the graveyard, you contribute this card and then special summon one plant monster from your hand or deck in defense position. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard and add one level 7 or higher plant monster from your deck to your hand, which is the reason why I'm mentioning it. It's almost like there's a card that might be in the meta or inside of a plant deck that's level 7 or higher that you could search and have additional copies if you need. Let's move on. Pretty broken to me. Don't know the absolute necessity, but I definitely think it's something that you probably have to give a nod to, and especially if they ever move the field spell around or do something funny and mess up the Therion engine, because it's a very powerful engine that will get hit in some capacity at some point. The other card I wanted to talk about is Card Destruction. Card Destruction, yeah, it's a really old card, one of the oldest cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! It literally was in starter deck Yu-Gi, one of the very first cards that you ever saw in the cartoon. Card Destruction, however, though, guys, I feel like is going to slowly matter more and more, especially when the Dark World stuff drops. We have a video coming, I believe it's in the next 2 days. But I'm mentioning Card Destruction also because of the Therion engine and the ability for cards like Aggro to cycle cards back into your hand, the ability of all the dangers. Nessie came back to 3 and all of the dangers are slowly starting to be played more. It's just something to consider, guys. Whenever you have a deck like Therion that can spin stuff in and out of the graveyard, in and out of your hand very quickly, using all of their engine cards, be that a deck like Orchis if it ever came back to full power with Harp Horror. It's just, Card Destruction is always a card that I look at. I've even used it in Sky Striker and it was very, very good. It's a long time ago, but it was very, very good. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let me know what you think about this PayPal crap and all these Venmo apps really kicking us in the groin. And I'll see you next time. I appreciate you for tuning in. Pegasus out. Arrivederci.